Good enough. Thank you, Victor.
All right, we want to get you right to New York so we can see what is happening there. Very rare to see a news conference with the mayor and the police commissioner at 6 a.m., but here it is.
As well as Pat Lynch, president of PBA, who will also speak. And I'm also joined by some of the senior leadership of the department who were at the scene earlier and who have been at the hospital here for the last hour or so. Details as we have them at the moment. At approximately 2:10 a.m. this morning, an anti-crime unit police officer from the 40 precinct here in the Bronx was shot and wounded during an exchange of gunfire with a suspect in front of 188 Lincoln Avenue here in the South Bronx. Police officer Sherrod Stewart was assigned to plainclothes anti-crime patrol with his partner when they responded to numerous 9/11 calls reporting a large fight in the street with guns, bats, and knives at 2505 3rd Avenue. We have since determined that there was a very large jump-up party with anywhere from 100 to 200 people at that location, where evidently a significant fight broke out in the establishment and then spilled into the street. As the officers arrived at the scene, officers from the 40, we also had significant units from our SRG group up here this evening. They encountered the male suspect and pursued him. As backup units arrived, the officers engaged in a gunfight, during which police officer Stewart was struck in the right ankle. He returned gunfire, striking the male suspect 4 times. A .380 semi-automatic firearm was recovered at the scene. 3 additional firearms have been recovered during subsequent searches of the area around 137th Street and in the establishment. The injured police officer was removed here to Lincoln Hospital. We want to thank the staff at Lincoln Hospital for the quick attention to the officer and his injuries. Where he is in stable condition, he has been joined by his family members, mother, brother, a number of brothers. His father is a detective in this department who is currently on active duty with the U.S. Army, and so it is a police family. Coincidentally, today is the 4th anniversary of the officer's appointment to the New York City Police Department. The suspect who was shot at the scene was also taken here to Lincoln Hospital, and he is listed in serious condition at this time at the hospital. The suspect is a 19-year-old man, Christopher Rice. Our preliminary investigation indicates that this suspect has a criminal history of 5 prior arrests over the last several years, including an arrest just yesterday, 9 a.m. yesterday morning, on a charge of fare beating, a charge in which he was released from court at 11 p.m. last night, 3 hours before the shooting involving our police officer. As of this point, at this point, 5 additional stabbing victims have been taken to local hospitals in connection with the initial fight that prompted the 9/11 calls. This matter is still in the early stages of investigation. Our police officer, as I mentioned, is 25 years old. He's unmarried. He is upstairs with his family, and he was appointed, as I mentioned, to the department exactly 4 years ago. So he has quite an anniversary date. With that, I'd like to introduce the mayor of our city, Mayor Bill de Blasio. Sir.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you very much. Well, Commissioner Bratt and I visited with Officer Sherrod Stewart and his family. What an impressive young man who went into this very dangerous situation and handled himself so well. Group of officers from the 40 precinct responding with great backup from the strategic response group. And this young man, as you heard, just 4 years on the job, he already has a very, very impressive career in terms of the work he's done getting to the anti-crime unit. He had distinguished himself already. In this situation, he distinguished himself further with his quick thinking and his brave actions, and thank God his injuries are not life-threatening. Again, as you heard from the commissioner, a police family, his dad a detective, his family very, very committed to this city in every way, and it's actually very, very impressive to see this family and their closeness and also all they have done for all of us, their commitment to all of us. And the family was gathered around to support him, and everyone realizes, thank God, he's going to be well soon. But the fact is, backup came quick. His fellow officers did all the right things to subdue these criminals. This is obviously a large group of people in a fight. NYPD officers handled this situation, diffused this situation, got the guns, as you heard, won the day. We want to thank everyone here at Lincoln Hospital. I want to thank Dr. Ram Raju, the CEO of the Health and Hospitals Corporation, all the people here at the hospital who've responded so well to help.
All right, so again, you're looking there at Mayor Bill de Blasio, who we do not normally see in a press conference at 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning, which indicates something serious has happened. And you just heard it there, one officer shot, 5 more stabbing victims in the hospital. Tom Fuentes with us right now, CNN law enforcement analyst. Tom, we know that the New York Police Department was already on alert because of the police officer that was shot in Philadelphia yesterday. What do you make of this situation here? They did not make any, we should point out, indications that this was terrorist related at all. But do you think that they came out today just to make certain that that was very clear?
I think so, Christy, because yesterday they put out a bulletin in New York about, being on alert and being ready for anything that might happen terrorist related in the aftermath of the Philadelphia police officer being ambushed. So, they already would have expected tremendous attention to this event, wondering, is it terrorism, is it not? It certainly sounds at this point like this is almost just another routine day in the life of New York City PD. Because this is the type of thing that happens all the time. These parties, people on the street, guns, knives, stabbings. Police officers try to break it up. They get hurt. They get shot. Unfortunately, that's almost a normal activity on a weekend in New York and many of our big cities. So, but the fact that it followed so closely after the events in Philadelphia is why it's getting the attention and why I think the mayor and the commissioner felt they needed to come forward.
Yeah, get in front of cameras today just to make that known. Tom Fuentes, thank you so much. Tom's going to stick around with us, too, because we do have some more to talk to you about. Thank you, Tom, regarding that officer who was shot in Philadelphia and some news there this morning.
Including